And it'll come on. Hello, my little munchkins, crones, and sunflowers. How are you on this fine Saturday afternoon? Well, I hope your day is going great. I hope everything is good, and I hope your week was fabulous. So, well, we're live. Baby Crone is late again. Well, this is what happened. We went out to go run and get some errands, and we ran late. We just getting in, so I apologize for my tardy, but I really thought that we would be here before then, but we were a few seconds late. Anyway, I was at the store because I wanted to make sure I get something to drink before we came live to meet with you and talk with you. I think I had a compliment. I think I didn't take it as a compliment, but Baby Crone said it was. There was this young man in the store. He was tall, dark, handsome guy. And I don't know what happened, but I asked him, did he work here? Because he was hovering. And he says, no. And he pointed to his sign and it said public storage. And he says, oh, you're a beautiful woman. And he stood back. And I said, who are you talking to, me or my daughter? He said, she's everything but you. I could tell you was a good-looking woman back in your younger days. Now, Baby Crone thought that was a compliment. Well, I didn't. Look, I understand I'm getting old, but golly, I'm trying to age gracefully. Jesus. To me, anything over 45 and 50, you in danger, son. You in danger. So anyway, that was happened to me. And he thought it was a beautiful thing. And Baby Crone thought, hey, that was beautiful. I did not. Well, here she is. I told. Yes, I did. Baby Crone told me, take that compliment and be grateful.
I sure did.
So we're here.
Yes, we are.
So you ready?
Yes, I am.
So anything you need to do, you have my phone.
No, I do not.
You're gonna have to use your own.
Yes, I am.
Sorry about that. We were rushing, but we just want to do a recap of the news because we're going to be talking about the Anunnakis today and aliens and all of that get gobbledygook. You know what it means. But before then, I'm live, so I can't even think of the name of the person. They before we left, because I try to shut off on a Saturday or a Sunday, someone sent us a text and told us that Jeannie Mai.
Oh, yes.
Go ahead. You want to tell them?
Yes, that Jeannie Mai has alleged photos for the court document case about Jeezy walking around with an AK.
In the house.
Yes, around the baby.
And she has picture. Didn't I tell you don't mess with them? You can mess with them if you on top.
Yes.
Because they will fight you. Okay?
Yes, they will.
They will fight you. They are relentless. They don't care. I feel sorry for you if you get a racist Asian.
Ooh.
And then you really in trouble because they looking for a reason. For some reason, to me, the most Asians I meet, they are very angry. Somewhere inside of them.
Okay.
They have some kind of rumbling anger. Now, I'm not saying every Asian in the world, and I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the Asians that I come across. Maybe they done been through some things.
Yeah, that could be.
And maybe they quiet. Or maybe people just underestimate them.
Mm-hmm.
But please, before I even knew this, I said no. Didn't I tell him just break down?
Yes,
Didn't I just say take a fade? Didn't I just say this don't look good for you?
Mm-hmm.
Don't mess with, trust me. Fearless.
Yeah.
Now, can we be honest?
Okay.
If it was me, I would be afraid. Can I be honest?
Mm-hmm.
If I had a man that would do something like that to me, and not only that he has hit me in the past, can I say that?
Yes, you can.
If I had a man that was abusive, physically or mentally, or verbally to me,
yes,
a black man, because I'm just dealing with a black man, is that all right?
Mm-hmm.
I would be afraid. I would be afraid to pull out the pictures. I would be afraid. Why? Because I think that he's going to get me. He's going to try to take me out of this world.
Yeah, that's true.
I would be afraid. I'm being 100. I would be afraid, knowing who he is.
Yes.
It would, and he counted on that. But because what she did for me, the bigger you are, the harder you fall. And the whole world knows. So if anything happened to me, they're going to be looking at you. Even if you was in Egypt somewhere, they're going to know your stinking paws had something to do with it.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I am glad she speaks out.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe she was, because I would have been petrified. Anytime a man hit you and you have a bruised eye,
Yes.
my God, he hit you.
Mm-hmm.
Child, all I know is I would have been quiet because I would have been afraid. So kudos to her for standing up.
Mm-hmm.
You go, girl.
Yeah.
And many people may not like what I say, but you know what? We got to get past the color barrier.
Mm-hmm.
And we just got to start calling a thing a thing.
Yeah.
A like a like.
Mm-hmm.
A dislike. Right?
Right.
We just got to start being honest. And right now, far as I'm concerned, Jeannie has been as black as the black of us.
Yeah.
And as white as the white of us.
That is true.
And as Asian as the Asian.
Yes.
You know, when you
blends.
multicultural, even black folks have to learn how to be white. And white folks have to learn how to be black.
That's
And
true.
if you're hanging around Asians, you better learn to be Asian.
Mm-hmm.
You got to learn all kind of dialects and
Yes.
get along. The color barrier is fading away. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's starting to look stupid when you look at somebody and call them black. You just look dumb. You know, when it's like people start feeling sorry for you at this point. Like, man, yo, you messed up.
Mm-hmm.
You still there. You all the way back there. And so when we evolving like this, it just makes me feel good to know that what is fair, what is right, and what is wrong is wrong. And I could see he interrogated that woman. But let me say this in my closing remark.
Okay.
I want to hear what you guys say now. I wonder, this is how it's played out in my mind.
Oh, okay.
In my mind,
Mm-hmm.
the first blow. Can I say it?
Okay.
This is everything I say is allegedly,
Yes.
but this is it. She was mad at him. They got into a fight or whatever. And she pulled off and punched him.
I could believe it.
And he turned around and knocked that out of her and sent her flying across the room.
I could believe
And
that.
I don't think that was good enough. He went over there and he grabbed her up and said, if you ever put your hands on me again, I kill you. And threw him. And I think that broke her out. I used to be hidden.
Sure.
I'm not trying to be mean.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I'm saying that must have broke her. What you mean to tell me? She must have tagged him first for whatever. I could be wrong. This is in my mind, my picture. She said it, but he knocked the temper out of her.
Yes, he did.
And why I say this, because she had to have thought in her mind, because she had said that she had already told, people that she was afraid of them. Honey, yes, I feel you, girl, but you just bucked up to the wrong one. But I tell you what, in spite of all of this, he has changed you forever.
That is true.
And ever. And ever. If anything you walk away with, don't ever put your hands on a man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how mad you get. You just have to learn that the hard way. You understand? Unless you can throw down with the best of them, you could be Muhammad Ali's daughter, like you got mad skills, or you can wrestle, like don't buck up to a man. Be him white or black or Asian. unless you know you can take them.
That's true.
But if you have any doubt and wavering,
as you should,
which you should, don't do it. Because they're going to put the fear of God inside of you. That's all I said. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely.
Because this is what this seemed like.
It all makes sense.
It just seems that, I'm not saying it, that's what it seemed like. Because the only thing she's been saying, he taught me. I didn't even know. But see, now she know. Yeah. But she don't think twice before she hit another buck.
Yeah.
She won't even think, she'll think, no. And this is why I'm saying, understanding that, to still come forth and say, I got you.
Oh, yes.
That's gangster. Where's she from? She from California, what is it called? San Francisco area, the Bay Area. Girl.
Yes, that is true.
Jeannie.
For real.
Jeannie. I am.
Yes.
Because I lied to you not. He would have put the fear of God in me.
Yeah.
Because I don't underestimate a man like that. All I'm saying, girl. What do you have to say?
Well,
if I'm being dramatic, I apologize. But honestly, I know I'm not the only one who feels that way. And I know a lot of women, I'm just saying, there is a population of women that feel like me. And I want to put it out there because that's how I would be. And that's why I'm saying I'm so proud of her, because I would have been afraid to even call the police in fear of what they would do to me if he would have gotten locked up. And when he gets out and who he know and the money he have, I would have been all over the floor worried.
Yeah, I guess you can't.
And I'm not going to front on that, especially when I know that I was dealing with a hustler. They know too many people.
You're right. Really, all the comment I have to say about GZ and Jeannie Mai is the fact that this, you know what? Honestly, I go to your sentiment. It's kind of nice to see Jeannie Mai
stand up.
Yeah. At first, it looks like he had the upper hand.
It looked like he had it.
Yes.
But I knew, I kept on saying them Asians. Don't underestimate them Asians. You know, Asians have been my best friend. My best friends have been Asian. And so, and not just, black, seriously Asian. I've had Asian friends all my life. And I know it's like I gravitate to them. I understand them very well. And they don't let you in easily.
No.
So, you got to earn your way. But if they're your friend, they're your friend. They're your friend.
Yeah.
They're your friend.
I just think that what else could Jeannie pull out on Jeezy? That's what I'm nervous for.
I thought just her saying about the parts, she nailed that to the cross.
Yes.
Woo! And the person, please, if you they're not the person that sent me this. Can you it's no way we can give credit for that, right?
I can look up the name.
They just sent it. Thank you so much. I didn't have time. I just took what you said and I ran with it. I didn't check facts. I didn't do anything. So if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But it just sounds like something she did. And it sounds like the person who gave me that news was on point. Yeah.
I'm still looking for their name. However,
look under Jeannie. I think they came in under Jeannie Mai. No, not Jeannie Mai. They came under her relationship, her tarot reading. Okay. Is that it? They came in under that. Yeah. Thank you. I didn't fact check. I didn't have time. It just seems too like Jeannie to do it. It would just be like, oh, and it's like that. Wow. And who could say anything at this point?
Yeah.
Anything. You ain't find it yet?
No, not yet.
Well, did you look under the? I know. I do a lot of. Write. I really do. I try to write with even when they're negatives. Right now, like somebody I have now that's on, and they don't like what I said about young boy, NBA young boy.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
I said that out of LOVE, the mother he wish he had.
Yeah, for real.
I'm not saying he didn't have a good mother, but I know I'll be a good mother. That's why I'm saying that. So for me, it was like I was just so disappointed because last year I found out about him last year.
Mm-hmm.
Baby Crone, she didn't know his music. You knew of him, but you didn't know him. Right.
I didn't listen.
I never heard of him. I'm all new to this. I've only been down here in YouTube 2 years. A little over 2 years. And all the news and stuff I learned, I wasn't into none of this. I didn't know hip songs other than what Baby Crone would tell me when she came out of school. Why? Because I was into Christendom. I was a minister. I wasn't into this. I wasn't into any of it. So when I come down, a lot of things I don't know. I know a lot now. I feel like I'm the walking encyclopedia of trivial news.
It can feel like that
I feel like I know so much of what's going on in the stars and celebrities. I don't like to call them stars. And the celebrity lives, I feel like I'm nosy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was bothering me one time because I was questioning, is this right? So, yeah. But it's all right. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Didn't find it. No, that's okay. But we thank you. You know who you are. Yes. And as soon as I can, I'm going to, when I go back and record, I'm going to make sure I put you down for that.
Sorry, baby girl, was thirsty.
That's okay. Drink. That's okay. All right. Go ahead.
The way I feel about this whole situation is, it's honestly just props to Jeannie.
Baby Crone, I really don't understand what that clock is saying again.
That we've been on for 14 minutes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
In like 52 seconds.
All right. I just like to keep track of what I'm doing. Okay. Now, with that being said, we hear some other news too. What was it? Any news? I know you heard news.
I mean, we do know that Amanda Seales was on the Club Shay Shay show.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I haven't had a chance to see it, so I have no comment, and I will. What else can I talk about? What else can we talk about? I know we talked about everything so much.
You want to talk about the ending of American Horror Story?
Yes, we could talk about that.
Yes. Now, first off, this was...
Boo!
It was. First 31 minutes.
It was just corny.
Yes. What was that ending? I can't even. Anyway, this is literally like Rosemary's devil baby being birthed out of this.
They could have did so much with that. It's so cheesy, honestly. Honestly, I watched the first 5 or 6 episodes.
Part 1.
And then I tried to get into this one. And so I know what was going on. So when I saw the end, it all made sense. We already kind of knew who Kimberly was. And
But honestly, the only thing I walked away from this is that nobody could have played this part like Kimberly.
I disagree.
It just feels like every line.
I think that anybody could have played that part like Kimberly.
Okay.
Why? Because we have millions of Kimberlys now. They look alike, they walk alike, they talk alike. Like, will a real Slim Shady please stand up? Well, will a real Kim Kardashian please stand up? So no, true. There is a lot of people that could play her. As a matter of fact, it was this girl on YouTube. And she always do all of them, all 3 of them. I think she was pregnant and had a baby or out, but she would do them to a T. So don't say that.
Yeah. Well, really,
she act like them. Whatever. She said she was good.
She really was. The only reason why I say that is
because... So say I take it back.
I do take it back.
All right. There's a lot of Kims out there now.
There's a lot of Kims out there, but just the fact that some of the lines she said, for example, I wrote this down. She says, I make my own rules. And that just embodies Kim. That's literally her life motto.
Right.
And she was representing the industry and witches. And that's just Kim. That's why I'm just like, she's not even acting. She's literally living out her alter ego persona that she puts out to the world. And it's like some weird, creepy horror version of herself. It's uncanny in a sense.
But it's her. And she doesn't have to act for that role. But you say she's going to be in another role. If they're going to be making movies just with Kimby and Kimberly, okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. The public going to get bored with that, though.
Yeah. But to really sum up this episode, because it was it was all about, I forget their characters' names, so I'm just calling them by their real names. Emma Roberts, she finally gave birth to
the demon seed.
Yeah, the demon seed. And we all found out that actually it was this whole cult ritual. Somehow Emma and Kim were tied by blood even before this baby came. And apparently Emma's husband was Kim's son. It's some weird incest. I'm very confused because Kim is making babies with her now dead son. And but anyway, what they pretty much got from this.
Kim didn't make the baby. That was her son. She didn't say.
She said it was her seed.
It was her seed.
Sperm.
What?
She said it was her seed. Kim said it was like her seed infused with her son's DNA.
Yeah, because she was her mother. She was the mother. So who was the father? They didn't say. She just said that you was making love to my son. Mm-hmm. And she killed him.
Yes.
Now, the thing is, I thought about that and I realized she killed him for now. Mm. Because you can't kill him.
Yeah, you're right.
He's immortal. They're witches.
Yes.
That's just the role. She killed that persona of him.
Very fitting. Talk about life and regeneration.
And another thing that I was doing my meditation and I was like, I don't get it. But they made such a statement at the end. I don't know if I got this right. They were saying, yes, there are going to be many like us. They're going to think bigger than us. Mm-hmm. They're going to be stronger than us, wiser than us, faster. They were saying a chant as if it was magical, as if that's what they're doing. Mm-hmm. In other words, if you can't catch up with the breed, you will be devoured. That's the impression. And that was the message I got from it.
Yeah.
That the times are changing. The witchery is on the rise. Mm-hmm. The army that's coming is going to be filled with power.
Right.
And if you don't have it together, you will be devoured. Mm-hmm. That's what I got.
Now, my only problem.
Hold up before you jump.
Okay.
Do you disagree or
no? I don't disagree.
Okay, go ahead.
I could understand that was definitely
okay because I don't want to say it if you didn't agree with that.
On top of women's going to be running it all on top of that.
On top of that, women.
Yes. But this kind of reminds me a little bit of, and I hate to even make the parallel, but with Adolf Hitler trying to make like the perfect human race.
This is what they're doing, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the same down the line, except they're saying that women create everything and therefore should be in charge of everything. Because
a woman can't. No. A woman cannot create life without a male. Now, I've heard stories that, it was a long, time ago. Yes, before time. I don't know. In other words, it is definitely over 6,000 years ago. Let's put it that way. And they said that there was a tribe of women and they had no men, and the women grew penises. Can I say that, penis?
Yes.
Women grew that. Now, I heard this story. That's just like me saying a man get turned over into a woman and he could have a baby.
Yeah, you're right. Well,
unless it's something supernaturally intervene, it's impossible for a woman to impregnate herself.
Yes.
It is impossible for a man to give birth to a baby at this point in our development.
Yes, you are right. But my question is that it has to be natural in some sense, because there are certain types of plants out there that can self-pollinate and reproduce.
But we're not talking about we're talking about human beings. I'm a tree. Okay?
Okay, got you. Okay, a tree can't do that. You're right.
I can't. She done went all over there. She got to be fast. You know? Yeah. So anyway, so last, we're going to be talking about the Anunnakis.
Yes,
we just wanted to give a little bit of news. Mm-hmm. So about the Anunnakis, the first thing we want you to know, baby Crone, what is the meaning of an Anunnaki? You knew that this was coming.
Yes. Sorry, I have to grab my phone real quick.
You knew it was coming.
Anunnaki directly translate to princely offspring. And the Anunnaki were believed to be the offspring of An, which is the god of earth. This other being is the god of earth. And he also made love with the Enki. So Anunnaki, that's how they got the
Anunnaki.
Yes. So basically they were offspring of the divine, the heaven, the sky gods.
Because the Anunnakis, they believe in deities, different gods. Mm-hmm. Like a god for this, a god for that, a god, where the thing is, how did all this start? How did it all, first of all, the Anunnakis are alien beings.
Yes.
They're from an alien race. Mm-hmm. From what we understand today, it is from the Samaritans.
Yes.
The Samaritans were an ancient group of people. They was with Israel. Okay, but they didn't like Israel's way of thinking, so they separated. They got their own temples, their own worship. They separated themselves. As a matter of fact, it was in the in one of Jesus' books. Yeah, one of his stories that he tells the story about how he talked to a lady that was from Samaria and how she was saying that we're Abraham's seed too, and how he ministered to her and told her about the man you with is not your husband, and she went back and told the town about this. So even then, they were there before Jesus.
Yes.
The Samaritans were, and the Jewish people were, but it had something to do when the Assyrians came in, had a race, and they separated. But the Samaritans had a lot of the Jewish ways because they had Moses' teachings. They had a lot of the Jewish ways, but they also had a lot of ways of the Assyrians. And the Assyrians believed in other gods and stuff like that. That's,
Yeah.
And so the Anunnakis introduced themselves to the Samaritans and maybe other races also on the earth. Yes. And that's how it got started. Yes. Now, I thought I needed my piece of paper here, my little book, but I was good. So now after this, we could just talk now that you have a good understanding. The Anunnakis are aliens. So we hope that you're ready to go live.
Yes.
Come on, are we live?
Yes, you can go live.
Let's go live. But I just want to give that quick introduction. Go ahead.
Yes. Now, what I would
like to talk
about, yes, we are. You can call in.
Call in with your questions.
Yes. Now, what I find very interesting is how did the Anunnaki, well, that still is a very good question, but the way it's perceived is the Anunnaki infused their whole one DNA that they all came from into what they call an erectus, which is just basically an upright animal. And so they had interjected their DNA into an erectus, and now here we are. So that's how we became their divine or princely offspring, because we were the offspring and made and created in their image almost, because we were mixed with their DNA. And then furthermore, do you want to talk about the story of why humans were even created?
You go for it. I got you.
This is what tripped me up. Humans were created by the Anunnakis solely for the purpose of mining gold off of this here planet, because the Anunnakis or the Anunnakis needed gold for their planet where they were from because it was some valuable resource, which go figure why us humans value gold.
And precious stones and all that. But yes, that's true. We were slaves. And we were created. We were made to be slaves to mine gold. Now, when these other gods, these Anunnakis, they had gods that, you had, just like you go to the prison or jail, whichever one, you got guards there. Some guards are good, some are mean. You got guards that serve food or be in they have different orders. Then you got those that work in the office. And then you got, this is how the ranking system was.
Yeah.
So they came down and they taught the Samaritans. Are we okay?
Yeah, we go.
They taught the Samaritans the secrets, the arts. They taught the Samaritans how to read the stars and understanding other planets. Yes. So this is why the Jewish people feel as though that they were chosen, because Abraham came from the land of Chaldeans and they worship this. This stuff is so old. It's like billions of years. This history that about these beings have been here ever since the beginning of mankind.
Yes.
We were created and they are coming back.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, they are back.
Yeah.
But they haven't made it known to the world. Many people, and even Jesus said so, as surely as the lightning fall from the east to the west, so will the coming of the Son of Man be. They use these cryptic languages because everything over the years has been changed, turned, twist. I mean, we're speaking English, okay? Back then, you're looking at the some symbols, and so these things have been changed. But I was going to say something that was important, but I wanted to say this, that the Samaritans are a bloodline of the Jews. They don't call them Jews because Jews is just another name for Judah. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I took a one in my throat. Excuse me.
Yes, tribe of Judah.
Something went in my throat.
That's okay. You want to take a sip?
Yeah.
I do find that interesting, which we're going to go a little bit farther into that.
Go ahead. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay.
Have anybody showed up?
No, not. Well, there's 4 people viewing us at the moment. Hi, hello.
Hi.
Yes.
If you have a question, please. But I have to cough again. I have a tickle in the throat. Sorry.
And what I found very interesting is this gave me a whole new way to look at and even appreciate the Bible. It's the fact that literally the Bible is a detailed encounter of the Anunnaki with the Samaritan culture. And to take it even a step further, this is what I love. The story of Adam and Eve being the one being tricked by a serpent or a snake to not eat the forbidden fruit. Well, actually, that snake was one of the Anunnaki gods that wanted to give us humans that were slaves the independence, the knowledge, and the intelligence we need to be independent from who created
Yahweh
us.
God.
Yes.
And the Elohim.
Yep. And because of that, that's why we suffer, because we weren't supposed to be intelligent. At least in that sense, because we were able to overthrow our gods and think for ourselves and even think that we are gods just because we have the God DNA in us.
The question that I ask, which is better, to have independence of thought, independence of choice, and live in constant fear, or to live under a canopy of unaware of darkness, living life openly, following rules? Which one would you prefer?
Yeah, the last one does that.
Because I think that's what this is all about.
It is.
When you get down to it, the Anunnakis, gods, they were mean. Not all of them, I'm sure.
Right.
but they were some that were mean, and so some of them were bloodthirsty. They got off on killing. As a matter of fact, when you hear about the when they wanted to be forgiven for sin, they would want you to get the animal, gut the animal, separate the parts, and this is the part that he wanted to bring up so it could be a sweet smelling savior to his nostrils. He was bloodthirsty. This God will send people in the Bible. It would send people. I don't have my earrings on. He would send people out to say, okay, you want to win this war? Then you go there and you kill up everybody, mama, papa, children, animals, this. I don't want nothing but a bugbear. And if you don't do this, then I'm going to take you out. This was the bloodthirsty God. And I know when you hear these things, you say, no, let me tell you another thing that is just, if you look at it.
Yeah.
Don't hate me. This is information that was kept from us. Like when you deal communion, you're dealing with the blood thing. That's a blood God. You're saying, hey, let me drink your blood and eat your flesh.
Yes.
But if somebody offered you their body right now, you wouldn't bite it. Think about it. It's bloodthirsty, right?
Yes.
And the Anunnakis were bloodthirsty gods. They were giants. They were giants in the earth. They were bloodthirsty. They were mean. They were cruel. And when the people begin to rebel and say, no, I don't want this.
Yeah.
Then things started to change. They were killing people. It was horrible. But then as we evolved, the great flood came. Yes. And a lot of places was like over Mesopotamia, over there, and Egypt
and South Africa. Modern day South Africa.
Right, absolutely. So where did I leave? Okay, yeah, so when the great flood came, the great flood came to wash out the Anunnakis. Some went under, some went above. Did they get destroyed? No, what lives? You can't destroy life. Once it has breath, it will live. It will die just to manifest itself again. It will transform itself to something else.
Yeah.
You know, what makes us humans being different is we have a mind.
Yeah.
We can reason, and that could never change. However, it could be altered where you can't remember. It could be tampered. But whatever or whoever made us, the Anunnakis or whoever made us, they made us with their life. They made us after their image. They made us after their likeness.
Yes.
They made us. But we're flesh and blood. They are not.
Yes.
Do you have anything else?
Yes, another thing that I would like to touch on is the fact that when you think about the
Samaritans,
yes, and the Anunnaki, it makes me wonder because they say that the Samaritans are the very first civilization to ever exist of our human mankind race. So that thing is. They had schools back then. This is ancient times. When they were still hunters and gatherers, like way before you can even imagine like Greek schools and like all those philosophers.
Didn't exist.
No, way before then, they still had this type of society that we're living in now. Yes. But can still communicate, still get an education, still think. It's amazing. It's literally amazing how we evolved from grunting to literal vocabulary.
Because the Anunnakis came and taught us. When Adam and Eve fell out the garden, they were in Anunnaki territory, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So somebody, if you have to look at a story, somebody had to teach her, what do you do when you get pregnant? How do I know? How do I fish? How do I hunt? They knew none of these things.
No.
Everything was pulled from a tree. They didn't have to kill and eat. They just take their fruit from a tree or from the vine or from the earth, which probably would just mysteriously grow back again.
Yeah.
Because they didn't destroy the vine. The Bible was always talking about don't destroy the vine, don't hurt the root.
Yes.
Don't break the limb. It's always dealing with that. So it would just magically grow back. The Bible also tells us in the book of Revelations that there will be 12 manner of fruit in this new place. And it's the tree of life.
Yes.
And it will shed its fruit. These things make sense to me. But because, you know, I think there is a part of the Anunnaki gods, in my opinion, are holy. I don't think all of them, but I think that there is a part of us that was created from a holy place. What do you mean? The very fact that we have life.
That's true.
And that we will transcend death. That was a gift of love, right?
Yeah.
And maybe the creature or the God that created us cannot create us from anything else other than himself. And I believe that when he breathed into us, when he breathed the breath of life, we became living. In other words, we became living souls. A soul you cannot see with the eye.
Right.
You see flesh. Huh?
I said it's in a different dimension.
It's in a different dimension. And speaking of dimensions, how many dimensions do we live on, baby Crone, that you had the epiphany about?
Yes, it is quite a few. I want to say more than 10, but it could be less than 20 literal known universes to be known by physicists. That's a lot. And they say that the
while you existing right now, you existing in other universes.
And they want to
I don't understand it.
No, they want to say that the multiverse is a hypothetical scenario. Yeah, if you look at the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I enjoyed that movie.
Yes. It literally touches on the multiverse. Even Doctor Strange a little bit when he did the little gnomes, able to walk through portals. That's even the multiverse.
A multiverse is you don't have to talk to me. Like when people have out of body experiences, I don't have to. I can see the words. I can see you. Yes. I can see the vibration. It depends on what dimension I'm on. Yes. If I'm on another dimension, I can see everything about you. I don't have to guess what you're thinking. I can read your thoughts.
Yes.
But I can't do this on this dimension. But on another dimension, I can. On another dimension, I could be here and there at the same time.
Yes.
And also know, once you get past this dimension of flesh and blood and time and space, once you elevate out this dimension, there's miraculous things you can do.
Yeah.
And I was told, and I don't know how true this is, but I was told on the fourth dimension. If you notice, no one ever says we go into the fourth dimension. And that is because that is the dimension that I was told that is filled with demon, dark energy, everything. It's like everything is negative there. I'm sure it's goodness. I mean, the fight, the war ground.
Yeah,
right?
It's like that in between that metal, milky.
It's between like 9 and 11.
Yes.
It's like that 10 place, or like they say purgatory or whatever. You know, it's that in between place. This is what I was taught. Now, once you get out of that place, then you go to the 11th dimension.
Now, I have wondered, because I've been thinking about this since you started learning about the Kabbalah, and there's just this one Sephiroth that's called like that's like this hidden abyss.
That would be where the high priestess would reside, right up in there. I think it's Daath, I think.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder, could the fourth dimension be that embodiment of that? Before you can go to the next dimension, you got to go through this darkness and unknown you can't see.
That's only when you're getting up in that 1, 2, and 3. When you're getting up at the head, where you get the Keta and you get Bina and you get Chokma or Chokma and Bina. When you get them, if I said the names right, when you get up in that Sephiroth, that third one,
triangle,
because it's 4, and all 4 of them had 3 levels. So when you get to that one, that is where you would have to cross the pit of darkness. You know. But most people don't get that far. I don't even know how you could just keep moving through the sephiras and getting out of them. It's like playing a mental game with yourself.
Yes.
It's literally, you really got to know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead.
Yes, and also going more on with the Anunnakis is...
And they taught the Kabbalah.
Yes.
They taught the stars and how to heal and how to have a baby and how not to get pregnant and how to build buildings. They were the ones that helped do the
pyramids.
The pyramids and do the crop circles. They were the ones that taught man the things she knows today, how to build bridges. They taught us. And those probably were the good ones. And maybe it was a trade-off. Maybe, I'll give me your daughter and I'll give you this. I don't know. But I like to think that we're still in communication with them. I know that we saw a flying saucer, or what do we call it?
A UFO.
A UFO in our backyard. It was so fast. I have the picture. You can see it for yourself.
Yes.
It's real. I've even seen in our backyard where it was a rainbow that came around my house, no one else's.
No.
I was scared, but I still stayed out and took pictures of it.
Yeah.
It didn't show up like I wanted to do on a camera. It's crazy. It's crazy when you live right under the moon.
Yeah, it is. But the only thing that has me wondering, because if you really look at the ancient civilization of the Samaritans and how we almost parallel their same exact society with having a government, going to school, having jobs, all about education and that technology and stuff. What's going to happen to the AI? Like, we now stepped into the Anunnaki made us. Now we're making robots like AI. So if history repeats themselves, it's only one point. It seems like that the AI is only going to become their own entities outside.
And understand, we humans are making the robots. So if we are fallible, what about the robots? Who created us? Created us to be perfect.
Yeah.
But we were disobedient. So being disobedient meant we wasn't made fallible, right? So my opinion is whatever transpired at the beginning, we fell for the okie doke.
Yeah.
And all creation fell with it. And in a measure of time, a great flood came and washed everything. Why? Because there was no buildings in a certain region. There was nothing.
Right.
The oceans, it filled back up. And there was an overthrow before this time.
Yeah.
And at this creation, there was another overthrow. But this time, there were a couple of souls that was left. I can see that. But remember, those souls that was left, they was tied to the old world.
Yeah.
So the old teachings, the old way, even though the Anunnakis are gone, the teachings, because remember, here's a story. Remember, the Bible says as soon as the ark landed, these are stories. Noah, what did he do? He made himself a vineyard. In other words, he needed to drink. Okay? And it said that he became a drunkard. I guess I would too after seeing that. And you see the whole world destroyed and howling, and there's nothing you can do about it. Can you imagine 100 years building something day in and day out? Can you imagine never ever seeing rain? Ever?
Yeah, you're right.
Or snow?
You're right. That
just everything is always misty. And then one day the great ocean rises, the skies bust open. I would have thought that was phony. But I saw on the Unexplained on Netflix.
Okay.
In this place, I don't know where it was. I saw it. And they was dropping, it was like clear blob dropping from the sky.
Wow.
People got sick and they said it was human It was human. It had something to do with human and something living. But what they found out was they don't even know that it was jellyfish.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing something
Jellyfish
about that.
falling from the sky, but it was clear and people touched it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand these things. And even to this day, they don't know why. It was all over. I forgot what place this was in.
Yeah, I can't remember, but I definitely remember that story. It was definitely bizarre. Well, I guess, because they're transparent, so I guess you wouldn't see them up in the sky, but I feel like that would have to affect the light somehow.
Right.
But that's just so bizarre.
Well, I think that we have talked enough because no one called, and we cool with that. But remember, we are here at the last Saturday of every month.
Yes.
I don't know how. There were people that says, please, we want to talk about the Anunnakis. We have questions. We are ready. But with no questions, I don't know where to begin. Yeah. I gave you a good little outline, how they came to be. And I got to say the one thing, the Jews, on one hand, they didn't want to deal with the Anunnakis because they believed in one God. You understand? The Samaritans believed in many gods. You see? So, but remember, the Samaritans was with them. So when they separated with them during the breakup, the kingdom of, I think it was the Northern Kingdom, when they broke up, they had already had the wisdom of Moses. They already been through that. So now they introduced to, and Moses was dealing with a deity too. So Israel, but the deity, the Jews dealt with was one, Yahweh, who was a bloodthirsty God. I don't know no other way to say it.
Yes, pretty good way to say it.
And no disrespect. And he ruled with an iron fist. And things that he let go and things he didn't. He was relentless. He was a brute, truthfully. And I'm not saying he didn't do no good things. I don't know. Because if your people, you let them eat quail till they sick. You let serpents come out. You let them have to crack a rock for water. Like the bizarreness of it. I can go on and on in my mind. But at the end of the day, judge for yourself. Believe what you want. These are the aliens, the Anunnakis, Enki, and the war of the world before we were. They existed. And they are coming back.
Yeah.
Our creators will be back. Maybe in my lifetime, we in the same lifetime, maybe in our lifetime or beyond. But they are coming back and they making ways to come back. They can come back anytime. But I think that they're coming back with a massive plan.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're going to need one.
For us.
Because, we are out of control. We got mass weapons of destruction.
Yes, and they said they would never flood the earth again.
They'll never flood us, but by fire. And what that fire means is the nuclear warfare.
Yeah,
that's fire. So I would like to talk more, but like I said, I don't know what else to say.
I would like to talk about something very interesting.
Go ahead.
Funnily enough, I've been listening to this audiobook talking about how zodiac planets.
Okay.
And
remember, the Anunnakis taught us these things, the secret arts.
And literally, because the planets are just based off of Greek mythology, and all mythology is just based off of the Anunnaki. I do find this interesting if anybody wants to, if this could help them see in a different way. The planet Uranus, very fitting that Uranus rules the zodiac sign Aquarius, which all has to deal with your one star card, which is being like getting energy from the heavens and pouring it down onto the earth, the star card. And Uranus is also an air sign, but it has the little squiggles to make you think it's a water sign because Aquarius is a water bearer, which is traditionally a female's job, but they depict it as a male, but none of that. Uranus specifically rules this Aquarius sign, and Uranus in mythology represented the god of the sky, the Anunnakis. And how did Earth become, or as they say, how did Earth happen? Well, there was this Mother Nature Earth goddess that Uranus, her name was Gaia. Uranus made it with Gaia, Mother Earth, literally. And that's how all the zodiac signs, or at least how Earth and humans were coming to be, because the Anunnaki made it with the Earth, or made it with some Erectus, and therefore the human race was created. So that's one way if you want to look at it in astrology sense, to see that astrology really does affect us.
And these stories are ancient and they're old. That's all we got. They're old.
The same thing.
They're stories. I mean, they're about monsters and demons and bats and creatures that is like 20 feet tall and fangs and fire-breathing dragons. Is all of this real in another dimension? Yes. But in this dimension, today, no. And with that being said, we hope you enjoyed this. Our conversation on the Anunnakis and our brief conversation with news. That's all we got.
Yeah, that's pretty much all we really have.
Baby, come, please don't hold me hostage. Please.
Okay, I will. I just wanted to double check another thing. Yes, it was all about American Horror Story, just to like tap back on that in the Anunnakis, because it really just shows you the state or epitome of the Earth, because that's what I was getting from that ending scene. So that's just showing you that's not, I guess, maybe in the sense of timing for the aliens or the Anunnaki to come back to judge Earth to see where have we done with.
I don't really know if they're coming back to judge. I think they're just coming back.
Okay.
Because the Earth is in trouble.
Yeah, we need safety.
I mean, we having belching volcanoes. You know, we having storms, things falling from the sky. We have strange phenomena,
Yes.
people being abducted. Religion is falling apart.
Mhm.
People are lost. People are hurting. Starvation is ruling the day.
Yes.
Oh, with that being said,
Right.
sunflowers.